What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today we have our brother, Prince. Last time he wasn't Prince. Prince Dynast Amir. Yes, he has a title now. And we definitely going to ask him about his title. He came on, it was a year or two ago on our channel. It's been a while.
3 years ago, Phil.
3 years ago? It's been that long?
We're in 2020. It was probably 2017. In fact,
wow. Okay. I didn't realize that, brother. Well, we've been trying to do.
Go ahead. Not 2017. It was early 2018, but I think it was 2017, Phil. I really do.
Okay. Well, it's definitely been a while. It's been too long. And what we're trying to do is reach out to all our definitely Pan-African, YouTube content creators, bring them on and let them share, what they got going on. And Dynast is definitely, one of the people that I saw in the originally. Those who didn't see the first interview, and I saw him eating that street food, and it had a lot of flies around it. I said, oh no, I can't do that. That's what made me start watching him, is him eating street food. So he still survived, So I guess God has made his stomach cast iron where he can eat that. But thank you, brother, for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me on, Phil. It means a lot. Thank you.
Oh, yes, sir. Now, and let me tell you something. Dynast has been a good man. When I was in Atlanta, the brother said, yeah, you can come on to my crib. If a brother allow you in his house and allow you to, break bread with him, then definitely it's a great thing. So Dynast, last time you wasn't Prince Dynast Amir. How did you get the title? That's what we like to know.
So my roots were traced back to a city in Nigeria, called Oruwo in Osun State. So, part of that connection, me coming back, they crowned me a prince, Omo Oba. That's what it's called in Yoruba, which means prince. So my official name now is Omo Oba Dynast Abefe Adewale Amir, Omo Oba of Oruwo, Nigeria, which is in Osun State. So if you're ever in Nigeria, guys, we would love for you to come and visit the kingdom of Oruwo. You're more than welcome. You are invited. Please come. In fact, we're doing a tour in March 20th to the 26th, celebrating the 1-year anniversary of my coronation. So those who are interested, go to dynastamir.com, send me a message, and I'll get you different. I will respond back and get back in contact with you. So that's how it came about. It's it's been a long journey. I've been doing this since 2011 in regards to discovering my roots, who I am, where I'm from. So it's been a great journey.
So originally you was working for corporate America, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So and like I said, I'm on these streets, so I listen very, very well. You're working in sales?
Correct. Sales for a company called Cintas.
Okay. So, I know what Cintas is. I know exactly who they are. Okay. Oh, you work for them. So the question I have is, most Black Americans would have a job like that and working at a company like Cintas, a corporate company, and you walked away from that to become an entrepreneur, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So let's start there. If we can go and talk about Africa. Were you just confident to walk away, or did you have some reservations, or you felt you were stepping out on faith? How did you feel when you walked away from that?
I would say it's a mixture of, reservation, stepping out on faith. But I would say this, a lot of, I would say, people with that I know with experience in corporate America, who worked in corporate America for, 20, 30 years, who left corporate America to become an entrepreneur, they tell me the same thing. They regret not leaving sooner. So I just went on and pulled the trigger and resigned. A lot of people thought I was crazy. Of course, I'm getting paid weekly. I do sales, so I'm making a decent salary plus commission. So I'm doing pretty well. I had a car package, full benefits, but it wasn't fulfilling, Phil. So I would rather at least give my passion a try, because I could always go back. I mean, I have plenty of sales experience, so I could always get back on with another company. But I just did not want to regret later in life not taking a shot on me. I've built as far as sales, I've built corporations um, since since 2006. As far as growing companies, I've helped grow companies and made them rich and made them profitable, um, not only for the company but also for the stockholders. But I said, how about that same energy that I'm putting into these corporate entities? Why not put it into myself and see what I could do? So I'm not saying it's not easy. It's been a struggle at times, but I feel I don't regret it at all. I don't regret. I'll do it again in a heartbeat. In fact, I regret not doing it sooner.
Well, nothing worth having is easy, no matter
Right.
what it is. And that's what would, like you say, the strong will survive. But we've seen a lot of Black Americans make companies like the one you work for and many others, billions of dollars a year off of our talent and our ideas. Now, you go into Nigeria and you still have that skill set. Do you have a business in Nigeria that you're working in the same field, possibly, to bring those skills to the continent? Because see, we in the diaspora have a lot of skills, and I was even told in 2 different countries, Ethiopia and Kenya, you guys need to come and bring those skills, and you guys could not only make money, but you can also help out the local economy. So is that something that you're looking to do? Or are you involved in Nigeria?
Right. So right now, Nigeria and Sierra Leone is where I'm setting up shop.
Okay.
I have roots in Sierra Leone too, Mende roots. So I'm going to focus primarily on media, real estate, and then of course the tours, as far as bringing people in so they could experience Africa. I'm tired of people making excuses of not coming. So I want to convince people on why they should come and why it's worth it. I enjoy that. So right now, real estate, media, and the tours, that's what I'm focusing on. So art, commerce, and culture, I'm packaging and branding that and put it together as far as expanding into Nigeria and Sierra Leone.
Okay, and I'm glad you talked about the fear that some people have to go to the African continent. Why do you think that? And I know it's coming from Black Americans. Why do you feel that Black Americans have this fear? But I see white Americans and British and everyone else on the continent so much so they got arrogant enough to look at a Black American like myself, like, right, what you doing here? And I got a stream coming about that, Dynast.
Right.
but why are we so fearful?
I got into a little altercation in Benin Republic, but that's another story.
Oh no, wait, brother. Who you got another altercation with?
A European, but
tell that story. You can't, nah, brother. Tell it.
I handled the situation. They was on pins and needles moving forward. Because what really bothers me, Phil, is they come to Africa, right? And then when they're out of pocket and you call them out on it, even to the point where you might have to lay hands on them, their Black tour guides, the locals, protect them and defend their behavior. So, I straightened it out, put it like that.
So basically you was dealing with some Africans then.
Right. Some Africans.
Because they there now. The coons ain't just here.
Yeah, some Africans. I had to deal with them, but it just as far as just to address the previous question.
Correct.
So right now, as far as sales in Africa, I mean, I can train some sales forces, but at this time, I'm really just focused on, life is sales anyway. So my sales skills I'll be utilizing in everything I do, but real estate, media, and really the art and the culture through tours. As far as Black people, in regards to them being fearful about Africa, I keep saying the same thing. We continue to use 1970s and 1980s excuses and propaganda and stereotypes, negative stereotypes, to justify not going to Africa in 2020. We're in a new decade, and you still hear people using these excuses to not go in 2020. But we'll go everywhere else. Paris, UK, all these other places that enslaved us. You go there, the racism is just as bad as it is here in America. So we have no problem going to these places and injecting. We brag about Black people having, was it $6 trillion worth of spending power. So we have no problem, injecting our spending power and our dollars, our tourism dollars, into these racist countries. But for some reason, we don't want to go to Africa because we're afraid of mosquitoes. We're afraid of Ebola. We think we're going to get ate by a lion in the streets of Lagos. So we're still using these stereotypes and excuses, even with technology. I have a cell phone. We all have cell phones, smartphones. I'm sorry, smartphones. So we all have smartphones. We're on them all day. We're looking at garbage all day, gossiping all day. You have research and information right here in your pocket, but we refuse to do the proper research, seek out the proper channels, talk to the proper people in regards to getting the truth about Africa, to still listen to these stereotypes that's being put out by racist Western media. And it's an ongoing problem. But I think Ghana did a great, I think Ghana did a great job with the Year of Return 2019. They did an excellent job. But I was in Ghana during Year of Return in November, and I tell people this: outside of Cape Town, I've never seen so many white people in an African country than when I was in Ghana this past November.
Wow! So it had a lot of white folks showed up for the Year of Return.
They was deep.
That's interesting. Why do you feel that they want to be at the Year of Return when it has nothing to do with them?
I just, they're curious. They want to come and see, whatever we do, Phil, they want to latch on to it. Whatever we do. I mean, whatever we do. Like Louis Farrakhan said, they're sociopaths. So whatever we do, they want to latch on, no matter what. So I just think they were curious and just wanted to come and investigate and see for themselves. What's all the fuss?
Well, it reminded me of something I said in my video, and you just confirming it. I said that if all Black folk was to gather up and just leave America and go to the continent, white folks will follow behind us.
Yeah.
On the way out.
Yeah.
It's like they can't not be around Black people. Like you said, it's a Year of Return. It has nothing to do with you. And they didn't say nothing about no European diaspora. They talking about the African one, and y'all show up to the Year of Return. That is very, very interesting.
They were deep, Phil. They were.
And like you said, they were deep, and they were deep. So that means a lot of
Cape Town, South Africa, which is the widest place I've ever been to in Africa. Outside of there, Accra, Ghana had the most white people I've ever seen in an African country.
Wow, I didn't know that, brother. I did not know that at all. That's it, because I ain't been to Accra yet. I just haven't. I know many times people say, "Brother, come on in, man. We love to have you out here." And I'm gonna go to Ghana. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make sure. Go ahead.
You're an East African cat. I'm a West African cat. Like I love.
Well, East Africa, I guess, because they the one invited me first. You know what I'm saying? Ethiopia. I mean, people within their government, reached out too. So I guess with that invitation, I guess that's my version of Ghana to East Africa. I guess you might want to say that. Right. But no, I want to go to West Africa. I know, I would like to go to the Gambia because, I oh boy, that story came out of Gambia. So I want to build my camera.
Phil, that's all over Africa.
Sad, man. It's sad. It's sad, brother. Now, when I was in Kenya, I know I heard it there. I just didn't see it where I was at. Because if I saw it, brother, it wouldn't be going down. I promise you.
I saw it in Kenya, Tanzania. I would, Gambia would probably be the worst. Because I noticed it in Gambia as well. What other countries that I somewhat noticed that? But Kenya, Tanzania, and Gambia.
Right, the beach areas.
Well, in Kenya, it was just more open in Nairobi in the cities. Like if you go to West, it's like they have a Westgate Mall, and over in that area, you'll see it. And in Tanzania, when I was in Zanzibar, it was anything goes. And then Gambia at the beaches, like you saw with that article.
Right. I know they had an article, a whole news thing come out maybe a year or so ago, talking about Kenya beaches and them folks showing up trying to get kids off the beaches. But I know where we're at. I guess that's because with the Voyager, I don't know if you stayed over there in Mombasa, Did you ever been to Mombasa yet?
No, I was just in Nairobi and what's the other area called? Oh man, connects to the Serengeti. Not Kisarian, but it'll come to me. But I haven't been to Mombasa yet.
Okay, well, Mombasa got some beautiful beaches, man. The water's green, clean, green water, and then folks like to flock, to those areas too. And they had a whole thing, about that. But I know we was at, man, they had the police, watching them beaches, so you didn't see none of that going on at all.
There was really no at the beaches where you saw and suspected that was going on. There was no security, or I mean, you might have like a little security guard, but there was no police or anything.
Yeah, but I also had to think too. The President Kenyatta owns that facility, so I guess he gonna have that going on his. But there's some good food over there. I will tell you that if you ever decide to go to Voyager. But let me ask you this: there are people, and I'm gonna say bad actors in this space that will say that people like yourself or people like me that's trying to encourage Black people to go to Africa. We just being part of a scam and shams and things like that to harm Black Americans.
Cornell.
Well, we don't want to. I ain't mention nobody's name. I said bad actors. So we don't. How we all here. So with that being said, what is your opinion on that kind of messaging being put out without evidence?
Yeah, they have an ulterior motive. They have a separate agenda. I'm not gonna say her name. So she shows a picture of a beach in, it's like, for example, Phil, you say you have a restaurant, right?
Mm-hmm.
I go in there during rush hour. I go in the bathroom. The bathroom's dirty. Your employees, they're so overwhelmed with serving their customers, they don't have the opportunity to clean the bathroom. So I go on Yelp. Oh, I give you a 0. Restroom was disgusting. But, you're open from, 11 to 9. Just during that rush hour, you just couldn't get to it. But all the other times, your restrooms are clean.
Right.
That person probably had an agenda when they first came into your restaurant. So a certain individual puts a picture up of a Ghanaian beach with trash on it, as if you go to that beach every day, that's how it's going to look like, as if they don't clean their beaches. She did the same thing in Liberia, and I was in Liberia on the beaches, and the beaches were absolutely beautiful. They clean. I mean, there's some trash here and there, but I'm pretty sure after closing hours, you just clean it up, and it's back to its pristine. It's beautiful. So again, certain people just have an agenda, and right now, their agenda is to be what I call Captain Black American. They really believe that I would say white people are going to give them a better position or equal footing or a seat at the table, and that white people are going to evenly share their resources with them. When we study this history, is not the case. So in reality, they're telling you that you're better off fighting for crumbs on the floor and begging and crying versus going to Africa. They're not serious.
Right. And that's the problem that I have with that messaging. I'm a firm believer of, definitely do for self.
Right.
And I don't want to have a seat at your table. I want to have my own table. Now you should be fighting to get to a seat at my table. You understand?
Right.
And when you go to the continent of Africa, you see the wide open opportunity. You see so many talented people there. People just looking for some sort of work, and they very smart. Even listen, you talking about Nigeria. Nigeria has a lot of smart people there working. There's tech people, engineers, all kind of people right there in Nigeria. Listen, my graphic designer and my person that helps mix and master my podcast is from Nigeria. Mm-hmm. And, I found them and hired them through Fiverr, and they do a great job for me. Love the work that they do on our channel. So we do have great people on the continent. Even Jack from Twitter got so impressed by the talent he saw on the continent. So if it wasn't no blessings to you that could be there, or grow business. Like you got whites and Chinese and everybody else flooding the continent of Africa. But people would tell Black Americans, well, you stay rooted right here in a country that has shown us, especially the Democrat Party, they have leapfrogged everybody over us, and we are at the bottom of the bottom now. You get what I'm saying? Even dogs have more rights in America. It's a felony a federal felony, actually. I don't know about that. Trump signed that in the law to abuse a dog. You get a federal charge, but you can abuse Black folks all day and you won't get a federal charge.
Right, exactly. And let me say this. I agree that there is a debt owed to Black people, descendants of slaves who built this country. I agree with that. Like, I agree with that part. You're not going to get an argument with me. I realize that there are some challenges in Africa. Like, I'm not saying it's utopia, but I think you are doing yourself a disservice by not seeking the opportunities that are available in Africa, and or at least going to visit and making a pilgrimage. You know, I think you're definitely shooting yourself in the foot, and not trying to reconnect. You're definitely shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I've done many videos say that they owe that. That's a debt that's owed. It's not a handout. It's not anything else. It is a debt, and you're 100% correct. But at the same time, I'm not going to hold my breath and wait on the goodness of, white folks to pay what they owe, because there's a lot of people they owe they haven't paid. You understand? So why would I wait? I'm not. What I tell people all the time, Diane, they feel that we are saying just say F everybody here in America and go to the continent. Like, come on. I mean, realistically, we both have family here. Okay. Relationships. You can build in America and the continent. What's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with it. Me personally, I'm here in the near future, I'm going to be focusing more on the continent. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And I think being in both places is actually an advantage. You take your money here and you reinvest it over there, because it goes a whole lot further over there. Your American dollar goes a whole lot further over on the continent. So
exactly, and that's what some people just don't understand. So Nigeria, it was the place for you that you really said, wow, I really feel like this is the place, this is the country where I need to be. What few things have they done and made you feel like, okay, this is my spot, Nigeria?
I would say this. Number one, Nigeria is the first country to officially welcome me home. Number one. Number two, if you just look at the numbers, Nigeria is the blackest country on this planet. It's over 200 million people. It has the largest black diaspora on this planet. Also, too, we talk about the spending power of Black Americans. I need somebody to calculate the spending power of Nigerians. Nigerians got money. Don't let it fool you. Let me ask you this, Phil. In Houston, how many broke Nigerians you know?
Oh, Nigerians doing very well. They have the biggest community here. Nigerians right here.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just Nigeria should be leading the way when it comes to Black people. But again, you have corruption, and some other issues that once that gets straightened out, Nigeria is by far going to set the standard for Black people. It's just certain internal issues that need to be straightened out. That eventually will happen. But I just think the future is Nigeria. And as far as Sierra Leone is the most beautiful country I ever stepped. Freetown's the most beautiful place I've ever seen with my own eyes. And again, the potential and opportunities there in Freetown and Sierra Leone are endless. So, like I said, for me, Nigeria and Sierra Leone, that's where I'm planting my flags right there. Those two countries.
And in the Sierra Leone, do they have their own currency, or they're not on the CFA, right?
No, they have their own country currency, and Nigeria, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know Nigeria has the Naira. I know that. But I also heard about Nigeria, that Nigeria isn't for the novice traveler.
You know what? I disagree. No, it's if you could get around Nigeria. I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, yeah, I would say this. Even though Lagos has over 22 million people, I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, you could get I get around by myself. You know, pretty much anywhere I go. After somebody shows me around once, I can just tell you, hey, Dynast, this is how much you should pay for a cab. You know, this is how much you pay to eat if you eat on the street. You know, I'm fine. But I think if you're a novice traveler, I think Nigeria will be great just with the experience. In fact, I would say this: it's easier to get around in Lagos than New York City. So if you live in a place like New York City, Chicago, DC, I think you will be fine in Lagos. Me personally.
Okay, and Abuja, that's the capital.
Correct.
Okay. Oh yeah, because well, how many people is in Abuja? Is it less than Lagos?
Yeah, it's less. It's less than Lagos. Lagos is, I want to say, outside of maybe Cairo, is the biggest or the most populous city in Africa. But I think Lagos has more people than Cairo. I'm not sure. No, I'm to that, but it's top two for sure.
So if a person went to Nigeria, they say, okay, I'm gonna go to visit Lagos and Abuja. How much money do they need to do that? Let's say they want to stay 10 days. Let's say 10. That's a decent trip. 10 days. How much money do you feel that they need to do that?
I would say the great thing of number one about, and so for people who are saying that Lagos is not, or Nigeria is not for the novice traveler, Lagos has Uber, so you can catch an Uber anywhere in Lagos, and it's relatively inexpensive. Me, I stay at a place called the Calacuta. My room is about $36, $37 a night. So 37 times 10, that's $370 right there. Uber, depending where you're going, we'll just say probably about $10 a day, right? So so you're at $470. Food, if you're comfortable like me, where you can eat out, like eat the local street food, it's dirt cheap. You can eat a full meal, the local street food, for like $3-4, probably less than that.
Okay, so not to just real quick, need to interject. What about if somebody say, okay, I can't do what Dynast do, so let me eat in the restaurant. What are we looking like then?
It depends on the restaurant. I mean, if you want local food or if you want high end, it just depends on what you want. So I tell people everything that we have access to here in America, you can have in Nigeria. So if you want high end Italian food, they got it in Nigeria. But if you just want the local food, then you can eat the local food in the actual restaurant. So I would say, depending on how comfortable you are, we'll just say $20 a day on food. So that's 200. So you're at $670. If you like to shop, you know, go fabric shopping at the markets, you know, that I would say 10 days, bring $1,000, you'll be fine.
Okay, $1,000 and you can be all right. Yeah, because that sounds about right, you know, and that's really kind of pushing it, even what you're saying, because usually when you get to, you know, it's Nigeria, I guess they're a little bit more, you know, up on the scale on prices. So I guess what I'm hearing.
No, the dollar goes very far in Nigeria.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So since you've been in a lot of countries in West Africa, who has the best jollof?
Liberia.
Liberia has the best jollof rice?
Liberia.
Okay. All right. And I gotta find out about that debate myself, you know, just because what I want to do when I go to West Africa, I just want to make a West African tour.
Yeah.
To hit a lot of countries.
I forgot they don't have jollof in East Africa. You missing out, Phil.
Yeah. No, I know they don't have jollof in East Africa. I know that they have other things. Like I said, Ethiopians eat their food. I know Kenyans, their food is a infusion of what Kenyans and Indian food infused, right. Literally. Right. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah, but you'll man, you gotta come to West Africa, Phil. I mean, come on, come to Nigeria. Stop being scared. Come to Nigeria.
Man, you know, my wife's not my wife's, I'm sorry. My cousin's husband, he's Nigerian. And me and him was talking, and his mom came over. It was around the Thanksgiving holidays. I was talking with his mom, and they family's in Lagos. So I was telling him, I said, I like to go to Nigeria. I was telling them, I said, when the next time you going? I love to go with y'all. You know, he said, oh yeah, man, I'll show you all over, you know. And then my wife's cousin, I keep saying my wife's cousin. I don't know why I keep saying that. My cousin's husband, You know, she was, you know, telling me, you know, yeah, you know, it'll be a good thing for you to do and X, Y, Z. So yeah, I definitely want to go to Nigeria. I mean, for sure, I have a problem with Nigeria. Even though some people didn't understand my video I made, and I know you probably seen it and had some comments about it, about the Akata word.
Man, Phil, listen. This is the issue I have with the Akata word. The majority of people complaining about being called Akata have never been called Akata before. You know, so that, but they'll still leverage that as an excuse to not go to Africa, as if Africans sit around all day calling us Akata. And I did an interview asking some Nigerians, do they know what the word Akata even means? They had no clue what it is. And again, it's just this misinformation that's being spread that people who are on the fence about going to Africa, who aren't serious, they'll leverage that to not go, and then they'll spread this poison to try to convince everybody else not to go, but then they'll go to Europe where they're literally calling you the N-word. No problem.
Well, let me tell you what happened out of that. I've had, when I did the video, I preface it. You know, when you preface a video, you say, listen, I said, I know not all Nigerians say this word. Some of you may not even know what this word is. I know it's maybe something more so with immigrants instead of on the continent, because there's two different things, right? So I talked about all that, just basically how, you know, at least Black Americans feel about that. I had Nigerians tell me, you know, straight from Nigeria, say, you know, I've definitely heard that word before. I've known people who use that, but if it's wrong, we shouldn't be using that, and we're not going to use that like that. We don't want to disconnect with our brothers. Me, right. I'm gonna go to Nigeria. I don't care if you say that word. I'm gonna go, because it don't mean everybody. Because like I said, Black Americans don't like each other either. So I mean, why would I'm stop being in America because other Black Americans don't like me? No, that's not going to happen. So you know, when I brought it up, I say let's have that conversation. And sometimes conversation among family is difficult, but we need to get it out there. Whether it's misinformation, whether it's you know, but it's out there. That's how you feel. And I noticed after that conversation came up, I noticed that kind of died down. Like that's kind of like the end of it. And that's the beautiful thing for me. Let's have the conversation so these people can't divide us. You know what I'm saying?
I would say this, in 2020, you know, maybe early 2000s, late 1990s, but 2020, the Akata conversation is not even worth having. I mean, the conversation now is about building. You know, because like I said, when you're over there, it's a lot of them don't even know what the word means. And then me personally, and the majority of Black people, if you ever hear somebody bring up Akata, it's always from like a third person. Like, well, my friend said that he was called a Akata. So you know, I heard that Africans call us Akata. So you know, it's not even worth a discussion anymore.
You know, but you're right. But the beauty of being content creators, we could have those conversations to bring it out in the open, to say, hey, this, that, and third about it's a dead net. I mean, yeah, I saw your video. You was asking them certain questions. I've seen that video. And from what some Nigerians have told me, he said that's I think Igbos that say that word. All of us don't say that word anyway. You know, so that's kind of like what some of them was telling me. But hey,
I'm trying not to be tribal. You know, we're all one Nigerians, but you know.
Right. So like I said, it's for me, like I said, I'm all about bringing us together. Even here in America, you know, we put aside religion, and religion's an issue here. Just as much as religion could be an issue there. I mean, because you know, you have I know you in Nigeria, you have Islam,
Islam,
Christianity. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question about that. We know in I know it's northern Nigeria. You have, you know, the terrorists, Boko Haram up there. What is Nigeria trying to do to get rid of them? Because you know, they kidnapped the girls that time. And all of that, and they are a problem for the people, because the people trying to live their life, and these fools bombing people and shooting people, you know. So what's the game plan on them?
I mean, the Nigeria, the military is still putting up a fight. I mean, they're fighting terrorism every day. They have special forces that specifically deal with Boko Haram. But this is the issue, Phil. The issue is it isn't like they wear uniforms. I mean, they can have street clothes like me, and then just pull out an AK-47 and just start dumping. It's like, how do you how do you prepare and defend against that? That's the issue, whether it be the Fulani or any other a lot of these terrorist groups in Africa. It isn't like they walk around with uniforms like U.S. military or French military or any other military. That's the problem. Like, how do you defend against that? You don't know when they're coming. So for example, I think a couple of weeks ago there in northern Nigeria, I believe there was a girl who had a bomb, and she's a Muslim girl, so she just has on her regular jalabia and her clothing, but she's dressed like everybody else. So they're fighting against it, but it's hard to defend when you don't know when these people are coming.
Yeah, basically it's like guerrilla warfare.
Right.
Right. Okay. So the question is, with that, outside of that, you said it's mostly a guerrilla warfare. Let me back up. It's something I was going to say. Let me back up about that. So the government is fighting against that now. Have they raised security measures with that due to people coming in that manner?
Well, I mean, the thing is, the majority of the people that come in, they're coming by. I mean, they did shut down the borders, some of the borders, but the thing is, the people that are coming in, they're coming in by road. So, I mean, they've increased security measures, but again, the question is, when you're at the border at immigration, a terrorist is just saying, "Hey, I'm with this terrorist group, and I'm coming into your country to bomb it." You don't know where these people are coming from, because again, it's guerrilla warfare. They're not wearing uniforms, and they just blend in with everybody else. But when it's time to act, they act. So, security measures are being raised, and it's being addressed. But again, how do you fully address it when you don't know where it's coming from?
Right. So do you believe, now I'm leading to another question. Do they have any gun manufacturing companies or shops in Nigeria?
You know what? I was actually reading an article a couple of years ago, and it was going over the list of African countries who manufacture their own guns. Now, I think the Nigerian military makes some of its own weapons, but in Africa, you have to understand, America is really the only place where you could own a gun. Like the majority of countries, you can't have a gun. It's illegal. So there's really no demand for guns like that. Versus in America, like me, I have my conceal and carry. So here in America, you in fact, I can go, Phil, I could get a gun here in America quicker than you will go into Walmart and buy groceries. I mean, in Atlanta, in Georgia, in Atlanta. Like, I could literally go into a gun store, get a gun in 10 minutes and be out.
Well, I live in Texas. Shoot, you can pay only $40 and you get a concealed carry like it ain't nothing.
Yeah, so I got my concealed carry, and literally I went to the court. I was there like maybe 15 minutes, went across the street to get fingerprinted, and that was it. Like, it took 30 minutes to get my concealed carry. But I mean, now it took about a month and a half for the license to actually come into the mail. But it's just, in Africa, there's really no gun culture like it is here in America. So therefore, there's really no demand for guns like that. So as far as individual private gun manufacturers, I'm not sure. But I think the Nigerian military does manufacture their own weapons. Some of them.
So the reason why I was asking that question is because where do you think the weapons are coming from? Because like, I know that on the continent, it's not a gun culture. They don't, right. It's like an act of Congress to get a gun. And most Africans will tell you what you want a gun for. Most of them will tell you that.
Right.
But so what do you think they getting the guns from? Because like I said, I have my opinion, but what do you think they getting the guns from?
Hitting, I would say other radical Islamic terrorist groups. They have their own network. That's a whole nother show. Yeah. Me, I read a story a while back about how Macron was trying to get into Nigeria, and I did a story about how the people was protesting and was saying that they blame Macron for some of the arms coming into Nigeria
in the hands of Boko Haram, because it was a big protest they did in Nigeria.
But they're saying the same thing in Mali, that the French were arming some of these radical Islamic groups in Mali. So, I mean, it's just the thing about Nigeria, the amount of potential that Nigeria has as far as wealth. I would say this: there are more natural resources and minerals in Nigeria probably than Congo that are untapped. It's just there is I want to say a conspiracy. There's a plot just to keep Nigeria disabled. I mean, it's just there's a hidden hands that want to see Nigeria stay the way it is. And Public Enemy, they had an album called Fear of a Black Planet. All right, that's Nigeria. Like, people fear Nigeria because of its potential. I mean, Nigerians right now are leading in innovation. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, it's just the potential is there, but there's hidden hands that do not want to see Nigeria succeed.
Now, let me ask you this question, before you wrap up. Do you believe that if the diaspora come back to the continent, do you believe that will be part of the key to the a new African Renaissance?
Absolutely. The diaspora, we have a lot to offer that can help Africa experience the Renaissance you're speaking of. And I think they're realizing that in Ghana. That's why they had the Year of Return. And it was a success. I'm just hoping other African countries get on board as well, especially Nigeria. There's no reason why especially in West Africa, where we come from, there's no reason why each country should not have a Year of Return. I mean, there's no reason.
I agree, because most of us got Nigerian, Ghanaian, right, Sierra Leone, Mali. I mean, it's so many different things that is in most of our backgrounds.
I would say the most of us, as far as our background, is going to be Nigerian, Benin, Togo, Sierra Leone. Like, that's the majority of us. I think that's where we come from. So there's no reason.
I have some Ghana in mind, but the main one I had more than anything else was Nigeria.
Yeah.
And then the Bantu, peoples and things like that. So, or Cameroon area too. Some of us come from that. In West Africa. But we just need to get reconnected, brother. And that's what we're trying to do. That's what you're doing every day. You're dispelling a lot of lies and propaganda all the time, and we see that. And definitely thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you for
you're doing the work. You're out there getting on the ground doing the work, so nobody can say you didn't go.
Right.
Or somebody can say a whole lot of things to you because you know what you're talking about, because you've had foot on the ground. But Dynast, how people can get to your channel, let people know, and what they'll see there.
Yeah, so my channel, search for Uhuru, and just to make it easy for you guys, just go to dynasamir.com, dynasamir.com. Go there, and everything will be there as far as all the projects I'm working on. Go support, go subscribe. But dynasamir.com will have everything, and basically, I'm building a bridge between the diaspora and Africa. So,
yes, sir. Make sure to go to dynasamir.com. You also can have its YouTube channel if you want directly there. We'll put those pinned comments there for Dynast. And while this brother rocking his Grambling shirt, supporting the HBCU, hey, I believe we should all support the HBCU as much as possible, because the PWIs, as you know, is a problem. But Dynast, thank you, brother, for joining us today and sharing some knowledge about Nigeria. And your tour coming up when?
March 20th through the 26th. March 20th through the 26th. That's the tour to Nigeria. If you want to come, let me know. Go to dynasamir.com, send me a message. And I have more tours coming down the pipe. We have something, in fact, Sierra Leone in December. In fact, I'll go ahead and announce it here. Me and Blacksit, I know you guys know Juliet with Blacksit. We are doing Sierra Leone December 4th through the 12th, I believe. December 4th to the 12th, Sierra Leone. So if you guys are interested in coming to Sierra Leone and experiencing Sierra Leone, send me email, dynasamir.com. So, I'll go ahead and officially announce that now as well. So.
Oh, that's awesome. You're getting with Sister Juliet. I like that sister. She definitely owned it, you know, and she definitely have a story. I looked into her and we interviewed her, and like I said, she's doing great work out there in the Gambia. So it's great, you guys. I love to see brothers and sisters coming together and working together.
And that's the thing. It's just how more powerful we are when we come together. But some people don't see that. Some people don't see logic behind that. Like, it's just how more effective and successful we could be if we come together. Like, it's just, you know, I've tried doing everything on my own. You know, it's just we could advance and do more if we partner and work together. I mean, we all win. We all win.
You're right, 100%. That's what most of when I'm on. I want to partner with everybody because I don't know everything. I don't, you know, right. and but maybe someone has the expertise that I don't have. That's why even other Black tour companies that I have linked up with, because I don't have that expertise. Right. When my subscribers ask me about certain, you know, places to go, I mean, hey, I let them do that. So it's awesome that you guys are doing that. I know it should be a great trip, Sierra Leone, and those of you who want to go to Nigeria with Dynast, you can go to dynasamir.com, check it out. You can ask me information, pretty sure pay a deposit and whatever payment plan he has. Yep. And you guys can do that. So Dynast, brother, be careful out there. I know next time you're going back. Oh, you're going back and with your tour, right?
Yeah, I'll be in Nigeria March 19th. Then I go to Freetown. I'll be in Sierra Leone March 27th through like the 30th, and then I come back to the States on the 31st. I go back to Nigeria on the 30th and 31st. I come back to the States. So, yeah.
All righty. So make sure to keep up with brother. Follow his channel. He films everywhere he go. So it's not like he gonna take off and you're not gonna see him for 2 weeks on YouTube or his website. He'll be there. So, all right, brother. You stay easy.
You too. Appreciate it, Phil.